Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business. It's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Coffee Thoughts. I'm joined today by my co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. She's over there teching. And I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. Every Monday morning, we like to come to you with Coffee Thoughts. We want you to just sit back, relax, hydrate, and let's just talk about some of the things that will help us do business better. This morning, we are going to be talking about Picture It. I think this is a good topic for the fourth quarter of 2018.
Right.
We're getting ready to go into another quarter, and we really need to get a different vision of what's going to happen, okay, or what is happening right now in the present. So with that, we're going to start this conversation. We're over here on YouTube, as well as Facebook. You can also find our podcasts on Apple and Anchor and Spotify and several other platforms. So just look for us, bizchicks.net. And once you type in Biz Chicks, we'll probably come up because we're everywhere thanks to the tech diva who is working it for us. You can always tweet us and let us know what's on your mind. We'd be happy to join the conversation. So without further ado, let's talk about Picture It.
Hey, we're going to talk about Picture It. But before we go there, I want to thank everybody who's watching live and on the replay. If you are watching live, thank you. Share this with people that you know. And I'm going to, Terry, I want if you could monitor.
I'm looking.
Somebody says, I don't hear anything. Is it me?
Can they hear me?
I don't know. So somebody said they can't hear me. So if we have to, I'm going to jump over and restart on the other one. So I'm not, so let's make sure everything's.
Wait, Pat and Janice are in here. Can you guys hear us, Pat?
Yeah.
Janice, can you hear us? Oh, Pat says she doesn't hear anything. She says it's me.
No, it's not you. I don't know. So
hold on, I'll turn up my iPad. I should be able to hear, right?
Right. So let's see.
Hello.
Okay. Do you hear anything at all, Terry?
No sound. No sound.
Okay. So the audios are in. And I have sound moving. I see sound moving. Let me make sure. Camera, source. Okay.
Ladies, for being such a help while we're going through this. Can you hear us now?
Okay. How about now?
I'm not having nothing's coming across my iPad.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a delay too. So,
okay.
So is that, did Pat or anybody, do you hear anything?
I see your lips moving, Janice says.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I am going, because I see visually, I see fine. I just cannot hear, so I'm going to have to put in a bug report. And
are we coming back in? Should
yeah, just stand by. I'm going to go over to. We're not going to touch Zoom, and we're not going to touch because I got audio running over on YouTube. It appears that Ecamm is not pushing the audio through to Facebook. So stand by for just a moment, and you're gonna see us go live on Facebook again.
Oh, do you want them to come back in?
In just a moment. I need to go when they see us go live, they can come back in. So stand by. Meaning that I'm going to close this session and open up a new one.
That's what I want to know. Should I text them? Okay.
Just put it in there. Just stand by. Let them know we're working on the sound. Is that what you just put in there? And just let them know. Follow us. We're going to open up a new session. That's what we're going to do. Okay. we're going to pick this up. We're going to keep rolling here, but we're going to open a new session. So I'm going here. Okay, going to Facebook. I'm opening up a brand new session. And okay, so what happened to Facebook is responding really slowly right now.
I hear some little crickets. That's all I hear.
Yeah, and crickets is not what we want to hear right now. So I'm going to close this. We'll be back shortly. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be, well, yeah, put it in the chat because we're going to come right back.
Facebook. I just did. Okay.
Yeah, because Ecamm needs to fix that, or Mojave, somebody needs to fix it. So we're going to close Ecamm Live, and I'm coming into Facebook groups. Come on, come on, come on. I do not know why Chrome is so slow right now. And I mean seriously slow.
All I know is this is circling over here
on Chrome.
I guess it's Chrome.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but okay. And we're going live one more time. As soon as I get a picture, my gosh, come on. Live video, picture it, take two. It is responding very slowly. I'm talking about Chrome or Xfinity. Something is responding very, very slow. And I know I'm on the right Wi-Fi, yeah.
Okay.
It is just like accessing the camera. There we go. Picture it. Come on. Okay. Picture it. Take two. And I want to share my screen. Come on, come on. There we go. Buses going, people blowing. 2 and 1. Start again. Welcome to BizChicks TV, the place to be for tips and tools and strategies to help you do business better. Woo! This is take 2.
To run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Coffee Thoughts with the BizChicks. Every Monday, we like to come and give you a chance to hydrate with us with your favorite beverage and to take in some new information that will help us do business better. Today, we're talking about Picture It. And we've had some challenges this morning allowing you just to picture it over here on Facebook. Now, if you guys would let us know if you can hear us, we really would appreciate it.
Yep.
Sound challenges. How are we doing?
Yeah, Janice, let us know. Put a 1 in the chat if we're doing all right. On audio, we should be better now.
I have to get to the group so I can
okay.
See.
Yeah, I can see. I can see the comments coming up over here too. Okay. So thank you all for sticking with us. Everybody who's watching on YouTube, thank you for sticking around too through that little bump. The little turbulence that we had. So like Terry said, today we're talking about Picture It. Picture it. What does that mean? What does that mean? And you know, in our mastermind, we issued a challenge, and I'm going to issue the same challenge to all of you. The challenge is a think better challenge. For 7 days, we're going to challenge you to think better. Hey, Carlos, how are you? We want to challenge you to think better about a lot of things, but for this particular purpose, we'd like you to, one, okay, let's talk about picture it first. Picture it. Okay. You know, when we start any session, if you ever join us for a session, the first thing we're going to talk about is faith. And a lot of people think faith means like church or religion. No, we're talking about faith. F, forget everything you think you know. Because, you know, we think we know everything.
Okay, about everything.
Correct. But it's the thing that we don't know that we need to understand. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Carla. The thing that we need to know is the thing that we don't know. And so therefore, sometimes we need to forget everything we think we know about a particular subject. In order to make room for new information, we need to forget the old way of doing it. Have you ever gone someplace and you try and introduce a new idea and they say, well, we've always done it this way. Oh, you know, this is what we know, and this will work, and you know, we're just going to stay right where we are. Well, if you don't make room for new information, you'll be Blockbustered or Kodak or Toys R Us, because those three companies didn't make moves to get new information. They stuck with the status quo. They didn't expand. They didn't look into new things. So faith talks about F, forget everything you think you know. Carlos says the problem is that there are things we know. There are things that we know we don't know. The hardest part is to find the things that you don't know that you don't know.
All right.
Yes. And which means that you're going to have to listen to somebody else, and you're going to have to make room for new information.
Okay.
The A in faith means to take action. Once you get the new information, then you need to take action quickly. The longer you take to take action, the more likely you're going to slide back into, well, this is okay, and just stay there with the status quo. The guy using Kodak, for instance, some young person came to him, and they were the first persons. Kodak actually came out with digital cameras first. Digital photography was started by Kodak, but they didn't continue it. Somebody else, that young whippersnapper, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So Kodak is now on the back burner of things rather than in the forefront, because they didn't shift, or they didn't take action quickly, or, well, better yet, they didn't listen to the guy and then take action quickly.
Blockbuster, they didn't watch the signpost. I mean, they didn't even need a focus group for that. They saw people shifting to mailing in their discs and keeping them as long as they wanted. I think also sometimes the thing that keeps us from shifting is our mindset. We get greedy. We think we have a lockdown on the market, and so, well, they'll just have to do what we want them to do. Really?
And Netflix says not so.
And the customer said not so. Okay, so.
And recently you had an incident where you're leaving your eye doctor. Why? Because
my eye doctor does not text. He doesn't send emails. They don't call to remind you about your appointment. And so what the message that sent to me, Francine, was, if you can't keep up with some of the basic communication tools, you're probably not keeping up with the industry from which you provide services. I can't get with that.
Okay, so you don't send text messages, but you want to try and sell me glasses.
Exactly.
And you don't know the latest, so you probably don't know the latest
You're not
inventions.
keeping up with the best practices of your industry, probably.
Because
you're just not keeping up. What you do in one part of your life, you usually do in other parts of your life.
Correct. Carla mentioned Alexandria Dexter. Mm-hmm. Carla, you might need to explain that a little bit.
That is.
Yeah, because and we'll go look her up and see what's happening over there. So the faith, forget everything you think you know. A, take action quickly, act quickly. This is where the picture it comes in. Imagine yourself doing the thing, completing the thing, seeing yourself complete the task. Mm-hmm. Picture it complete. Picture whatever that thing looks like for you, whether that's 5 new clients this week, whether you whatever it is, close sales, mm-hmm. whatever that looks like to you, picture it. Because you have to keep that thing in the forefront of your mind, because the distractions are going to come and tell you, oh, this is not going to work. That's not going to work. The images that come across our minds, we need reminders. You know, that's why they tell us about vision boards. So you can create things that to keep you reminded, to keep that picture in front of you of the thing that you're looking for or that you would like to accomplish. Now, on a traditional vision board, they tell you put the car in the this and all of the 5 things. I'm going to say something a little different. I would suggest that you tweak that a little bit and that you pick one single item to focus on. Mm-hmm. Remember we went to we have a favorite restaurant that we go to, and that restaurant has it seems like a gazillion things up on the board. Maybe if I can pick up the picture, I will show it to you. But they have a gazillion things on the board, and a confused mind will not make a difference. Will not make a difference or a decision. So you are confusing yourself mm-hmm. when you don't pick one single item to focus on. Your mind cannot focus on 15 different things. Can you? I know some people will tell me, well, I can do that. You can't. You can only hold one constructive thought at a time.
At a time.
Just one. So I'm going to show you, if you guys can see this. This is the menu of the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And these are all the items. This is not the complete menu. There are boards to the side. And they want you to pick something.
And then there's signs hanging from the bottom of the sign. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? It's like unbelievable. Then they had an electronic one over on the side, as well as a stand-up chalkboard menu just for burgers.
And they want to know why people are standing there like this in line.
Just overwhelmed. And if you don't come in there with a friend, you're probably going to turn around and walk out, because it's just like, I don't know what to do. And I don't want to be embarrassed when I get to the counter. So
Terry and I, when we go in there, we already know what we want. Fuji salad with a scoop of tuna. We don't have to figure out what are we going to do today, because it was just, it's way too much overwhelm, and okay, I don't need to confuse myself.
It's time consuming too, Francine. Think about all the intellectual real estate that's taken up by trying to make that particular decision. It's like, we could be solving problems right while we're standing in line, but instead we're like this.
Looking at all of the choices. So for the thing that we're talking about today, you need to pick one thing to focus on that for the week. I know they tell you, let's have a 30-day challenge, or, set your goals, and on your vision board have 5, 10, 15 things. I'm telling you to pick one thing off that vision board and focus in on it for the next 7 days. Okay? Picture it. Picture the thing complete. What's the end of the thing? What does that end of the thing look like? As you're picturing that, the details of how to get it done will come, because that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to see the thing done and to control the thoughts in your mind, which is the next step. Decide on a single commitment that you'll achieve this week. Be clear on what that is. What does the clear thing look like to you? What does that look like to you? What is it? What does the completed outcome look like to you? Is it to move 15 jars of your hair product? Is it to sign up 15 more clients, or to reach and have appointments for 20 more clients? What is the outcome?
Is it to finish your book?
Oh,
because if you weren't doing anything else for the next week or the following week, even if it took you 2 weeks, it didn't take you 10 years.
Correct.
It took you 2 weeks because that was the only thing, that was the priority. And we say that all the time, set priorities, right?
Lock in.
It's a way to set a priority.
So if you locked in on that thing for 7 days, the thing that you want to have happen, you know, the thing that's like, oh, I haven't finished my book, I haven't gotten that chapter done, lock in for 7 days.
And you know what? We know how to do this. We've done this on jobs. When they came in and said, okay, I worked for the government, and we would get the regulations maybe 3 days before the workshop, because we're waiting for the regulations to come down from Washington, then to go through the state, for the state to interpret, then we can give out the information. So we might get it, 72 hours before the workshop. You got to read it, understand it, translate it into something that can be conveyed simply in a short period of time. So compress it and make it digestible for your audience. We do it all the time. But because we are focused on that thing,
so we've locked in.
It gets done.
Right. So picture it complete. Number 4, control any negative thoughts you have about it. This ain't worth all of that. All of the little negative Nellies that try to come and get you off of it, you're going to have to control them. Those little rebellious kids that's trying to act up, you have to snatch them back in line and say, no, we are going to stay right here. We're going to lock in. We're going to get this done. And we're going to get it done in the time frame that we set.
Because failure
is not an option. Failure is not an option. So we have to focus in. We lock in for the next 7 days. This is a 7-day Think Better challenge. Lock in for the next 7 days on something that you want to see happen. We're not doing 30 days. We're not looking at everything on your vision board, but lock in on one thing. Okay. Control any negative thoughts about it. Bring those into control. Then the next thing is train, practice. We keep talking about that. Faith, forgetting everything you know, act quickly, see it, imagine it. Imagine what it's like. Imagine the feeling you'll have when it's finished and you successfully help those 15 clients, or you got your book done and it's up and it's selling. What is that feeling like? Imagine it. Then after you imagine it, you train on it, you're going to do it again. You train on it and you work this and you keep working it and working it and working it. And it's going to require effort on your part. You're going to have to fulfill the client, whatever things you talk to your clients about that you needed to do. You're going to have to get in there and fulfill that. You're going to have to write those chapters every day, put something aside so that now you're training, you're working out in the gym, you're working the process. And then after you do all of that, then you're going to turn around and help somebody else through the same process. Reach back, reach across, reach over, help somebody else with their challenge, and then see how you learn more when you teach. When you're teaching someone else, you're talking to yourself as well. And so now you're like, oh, okay. Like today I was thinking about something. I'm like, okay, which challenge I'm putting the challenge out to everybody else, but what am I going to challenge myself with? What am I going to get done? Okay, let's get a book finished. You know, the last few parts of the book, it's done. You just haven't set it up. You just haven't set it to the direct publisher, or you haven't sent it off to the editor. You haven't done something, but you've got it all the way finished, but you got it up to a point, but it's not quite finished. Let's finish it. That could be the thing, finishing out a project that you started. So this is a 7-day Think Better challenge, and getting there. Let's get something done this week. We want to hear about it. So put it in the chat when you're finished. What are you going to get accomplished this week?
It's a good thing.
I'm asking everybody. I'm going to put mine in there. I'm going to complete our business book. Now there's.
Okay, and I'm going to complete our quotes, our book on thoughts.
I'm going to lock in. And you lock it in for 7 days and see how far that gets you. And to further do that, get a study buddy and be accountable to them. I've done this with another person where, okay, we're going in for 25 minutes. What are you working on for the next 25 minutes? Set the timer and go. And we work for 25 minutes. The timer goes off. We report out. Okay, I got this, and this done. And they're checking in and, well, like, you could have done this. Had you considered doing this? Have you considered doing that? And then, for 2 hours in one day, you do 25-minute lock-in sessions. Lock in for 25 minutes, pick a study buddy, lock in for 25 minutes, tell them about what you're going to work on. They tell you, do the work for 25 minutes. Timer goes off, you report out, what did you get done? Ding. Timer, then you go back in for another 25 minutes, and you do that 4 times, and over the course of 2 hours, you will be surprised at what you get done toward your goals. But the key is picking one thing that you're going to focus in on and picture the completion of it. What is it going to feel like? What is that like when you get to the end of it? Imagine, you know, the experience. Imagine the excitement. And then one other thing that I didn't say is you need to be happy about it while you're doing this lock-in. Be positive, be enthusiastic, smiling while you're going through all of this, because it makes it's not a grudge and a chore. This is something that you love doing. So what is it, some things that you all will be working on? Anybody? People in the chat, what you gonna work on? What you gonna work on?
And I see Carla over here. Hey, Carla. Janice.
Laverne and Shea.
Pat is watching. Yeah.
And Carlos. Carlos has some new things going on. Pat, you got some new toys coming out for Christmas. What's going to be your push for? See, we're in the final quarter. Christmas is coming. What are you locking in on this week? What can you lock in on? Perhaps your sales. Oh, that's another thing that I'll lock in on. We got workshops coming up. So I'm going to lock in so that you'll be able to go to the website and see our workshops. We have our Like a Pro series workshops. And one of them is Podcast Like a Pro, Broadcast Like a Pro, Sell Like a Pro, and Present Like a Pro. So we have these workshops, and you'll see them online probably later today, because I'm going to lock in today and get that done. Then you're going to see one of the books come out, because I'm going to lock in on that. But I'm picking one thing to lock in on.
And it makes sense, because when you have so many, you tend not to return to them because, oh, that can wait. I can put that aside for this. Everything starts jumping in front of one another. So you're a jack of all trades and a master of none.
So pick one and stick to it until it's done.
Focus on it till it's done.
Pick one till it's done.
Yeah, it's sort of like homework. When you remember in high school, you had different subjects, but if you had a English paper due, you couldn't stop in the middle of English paper, do the math, and stop in the middle of math and do, I don't know, science, and stop in the middle, you know what I mean? Because nothing gets done. You need to get on that one project, finish the math pages, then start the next subject, unless it's a long-term project. It just makes sense.
Right. So you get in there and get it done. And we're challenging you. Who's taking the challenge? If you're listening to this live, are you taking the challenge? If you're on the replay, put in the chat, I'm in. Where the challenge is out there. What will you lock in on? You need to have an accountability buddy. We'll do that for you, because we're going to come back and ask you, did you finish it?
I think I typed that right. I'm typing on my phone because I can't find where we are on my iPad. So, but I'm on it on the phone. So I asked you in the chat, what are you going to work on, guys? Put it in the chat. We'd like to know.
Okay, so Pat put on there, she's going to learn eCam this week. Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Very good. All right, anybody else? Carla's working on her scalp refresh. Okay.
Cool.
And be clear about whatever it is that you're working on. Carla?
We used it this weekend, Carla, on my granddaughter's hair. Fabulous stuff, guys.
So what are you planning to do with the scalp refresh? Are you going to move so many units or get it into stores? Something that you're moving toward. Anybody else taking the challenge? Okay, so Pat is also saying she's figuring out how to set up her weekly Printful t-shirt store. You might want to look, when you go to Printful, a easier store might be, oh my gosh, what is the name of that? Starts with a B. Big Cartel is easier, Pat. Just saying. You might want to look at Big Cartel for that. Just check it out and see if that works for you. Anybody else? So find a study buddy. Reach out to somebody on here and be a study buddy with them. And
the other thing is, when you speak it out, somebody may know something that will be helpful to you.
Correct.
It just happened.
Yeah.
No, Printful is the one I want. It has a partnership with Weebly. Okay.
Okay, so but make sure that it's easy for you to operate, because if you're spending a great deal of time trying to figure out how to make it mesh, that is, yeah, or find somebody who knows how to make it work for you.
There you go. And they may have technicians that are helping her. I don't know.
Yeah, so just make sure that it works for you, whichever process you choose. Okay, so we've got a few people taking on the challenge.
Mm-hmm. We're past the.
Yeah, that's okay. We got about 4 minutes. What we are going to do next, we're gonna circle right back here next week for a report out.
Ooh.
We want to know what everybody report out. Everybody who's taking the challenge, let's report out and see what our outcomes were from the push, from the Picture It push. Let's do it. Now, on another note,
Pat says the first step is the hardest. It's not really that difficult. Okay.
Okay, cool. Very good. So I'm looking for some. So Pat will be able to hopefully have a link for us so that we can buy some T-shirts from her. Yeah. Then let's talk about what's coming up tonight. If you're in the Sacramento area, it's First Monday, and we will be meeting at Seasons 52. You can go to firstmondays.com, and I will put that in the chat. Firstmondays.com. Sign up.
Bring a friend.
Bring a friend. We got some great gifts and prizes and things of that nature. It costs you nothing to get in. We just ask you to buy something to eat every once, just eat something. It's a great meetup. You'll get to meet some great people. Linus Woods Mullins will be our presenter for this evening. And so we're looking forward to that. If you're in the Sacramento area, come, okay? There's valet parking.
Oh, yes.
And it's complimentary with your attendance at the event. So you don't have to fight them all. Traffic, you can get parking, and then good food, good fellowship, fun, and you're going to learn something.
Because she's going to be talking about health this evening. So, we need health in order to be available to even start to accumulate wealth. So, guys, we just really appreciate you. We want you to know that you can find us all over the internet. Francine, where can we be found? I know we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, but we're also on podcasts. Oh, you forgot to tell them. Did you tell them Podcast Like a Pro?
Yep, that workshop, Podcast Like a Pro will actually Present Like a Pro. Sell Like a Pro workshop is coming up October 13th.
Because the holiday season is coming.
Yeah, and that workshop is in person. And let me get my calendar here and make sure I'm telling you right.
I know it. How you doing?
October 13th, we will be doing a workshop called Sell Like a Pro. All about if you do vendor events and that type of thing, and you're in the Sacramento area, you should sign up for that workshop. There will be a link. We will be putting it in the chat. And then the following 2 weeks from there, we will be doing Podcast Like a Pro. Help you get your podcast set up and get everything all dialed in so that you are taking your message and your story and sharing it with the world. It's a lot simpler than you think. You just need to know where to go, what buttons to push, and that's what we're going to show you how to do. Okay? So with that in mind, stay tuned. We're going to put some things in the chat for you and over on the page so that you know what's coming up. We want to thank you so much for being here. Everybody who joined us live this morning, everybody who is watching on the replay, we will be back tomorrow. TJ online will be sharing with us. And we just want to say thank you. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to hang out with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember,
don't forget to go to the front of your own line. Yes. See it tonight at First Mondays.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you.